the morning, top of 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 the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, YouTube. It's your man Juan Gotti here with yet another episode of Top of the Morning Show. Episode number 3. It is currently 9:04 a.m. And in today's show, guess what we're going to be talking about? It is January 15th. And your Washington Commanders is still playing football. Let me say that again for the people that don't believe and think they're dreaming, which I don't blame you, because who in the heck thought Washington would still be playing football right now? But yes, it's true. Your Washington Commanders is still playing football and have a matchup with the Detroit Lions, number 1 seed. Detroit Lions on Saturday night at 8 p.m. In today's episode, we're going to discuss that when my guy Rio Robinson stops by. And we're going to talk a little bit about Frankie Luvu and Sam Cosme calling out the doubters and the fans and the people that ain't believing. And we also got to talk about Dan Quinn being the first head coach in Washington's history, well, since 1943, I should say, and that's dang near the start of the start of the freaking franchise. If we being for real, remember we were the Boston Braves to begin with, so I would assume this is the first head coach in history since being the Boston Braves that got a playoff victory in his first season. And then we also got to talk about, hey, man, look, this is what happens when you become one of the good franchises out there. Joe Witt Jr. has been requested by the New York Jets for their head coaching opportunity. So with all that out the way and setting the table for this morning's breakfast, let's get straight to it. First things first, how y'all doing out there? You know you got to comment today because we're going to have the show. We're going to end the show off with reading your comments. So if this is your time, every time we go live, Wednesdays and Fridays for Top of the Morning, you want to get your comments in, because at the end of the show, we're going to end it with talking to you guys. So what you got for breakfast this morning? You a coffee guy? You a coffee girl? You a real light eater? What's going on? You on your way to work? You on your way to the gym? What is your morning routine looking like on this Wednesday? I'm very curious. But let's go ahead and start it right there. Joe Witt Jr. was requested by the New York Jets for an interview. And when I saw that pop up on my phone, I'm not going to lie to you, y'all. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I hit immediate sad face, if I'm being completely honest with you. And the reason that is because I've always preached it, but it really hit me yesterday that, like, hey, look, Juan, you got your team is on the up. Your team is one of the best teams in the NFL. And when that's the case, they're going to want to come take off of your staff. No matter if a coach for that matter, has one coaching year under his experience or whatever, one legit defensive coordinator experience, in this case of Joe Witt, they're going to want to take off that staff. And for the New York Jets, it doesn't surprise me, but it does, because You just had a head coach in Robison, who I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs about how it was going in New York. I don't know if he was truly losing the organization or if it was because Aaron Rodgers and him didn't get along. So Aaron Rodgers and Woody Johnson sided with Aaron Rodgers and fired Robison. I don't really know how that ended, but for the simple fact that Robison is potentially in talks with getting the head coaching job in Jacksonville, it kind of tells me Robison really wasn't the issue. So it kind of has me feeling like that in a sense, because what would be the point? You're going back down that road of a defensive coordinator as your head coach again when you literally just had a good defensive mind as your head coach. Had that Jets defense playing really well too. So they don't know what they're doing. And they don't need to put my man Joe Witt in that situation. And you want to know what's honest truth about it though is, bro? I feel like Joe Witt wouldn't even take that job. I think he's going to be in a similar situation as like a Detroit, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, right? They're set to take head coaching jobs this offseason, and I think they both will. However, their situations are too good in the sense of where they want to leave right now, especially us. Like, it's different having 1 or 2 years under your belt with this same regime, and then you finally take off. But we took off in year 1 of this rebuild, and it's still kind of fresh, or recalibration, I should say. It's still mighty fresh. And I just don't see Joe Witt leaving. Same with Cliff Kingsbury, even though it's more likely that Cliff Kingsbury would leave than Joe Witt Jr. I just don't see neither one of them leaving at this moment this season. I think next year is the year that they decide to take a job elsewhere if they so choose. But right now, I don't think so. And I think it's in Joe Witt Jr.'s best interest to stay. He can learn more from Dan Quinn. And you don't want to jump out there, right? You don't want to jump out there with one good year. You want to build up a resume to let people know, hey, nah, I'm legit. This ain't, you know, this is not like fake. Like, this isn't one hit wonder. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it as how I look at it for some players in college, right? You come out of college after one good year, there's a chance that you got it and you could go to the pros and immediately lit it up. But in all actuality, it's probably best you stay at least another year to get your body right, get more experience, get more ready for the next game, more training, etc. And that's how I look at it for coaches that's in Joe Witt Jr.'s shoes. You out of your mind if you think this is the only year they're going to want to attack Joe Witt Jr. and company. If Washington follows up next year with another astonishing year like this one, they're going to come crawling back. Now, is it going to be these same job opportunities? Nah, it's not going to be Jacksonville. It's not going to be Las Vegas. It's not going to be Chicago. It's not going to be none of those teams. But who knows? Maybe it's a good thing to miss out on this cycle, because what if next year's quarterback class is better? And what if next year's head coaching opportunities is better? Because you look at some of those ownership groups that are looking for quarterbacks. Do you really want to go be with Shad Khan and Trent Baalke? You know, do you really want to go be with Ryan Poles and the Bears ownership? And with the Vegas Raiders, that's probably the only intriguing one, really, when it comes to ownership, because it seems like Mark Davis is taking a hands-off approach and allowing Tom Brady to run shop. And that's one person that I wouldn't mind having be in control, because, I mean, it's Tom Brady. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. But that said, if I'm Joe Witt Jr., wouldn't take a job this offseason. But that's just me. I'm not Joe Witt Jr. he could feel he's ready. He's the same person that said he's waited 20 years for this defensive coordinator opportunity, and this is his first opportunity really getting the defensive coordinator shot. So he could probably look at it like, man, I waited 20 years for this opportunity. I don't want to wait another 20 for a head coach opportunity to come around. So let me go ahead and try to take advantage of this opportunity. Or what I just thought of live on air, literally 2 seconds while in the middle of me talking, it could be the Rooney Rule, right? It could be the Rooney Rule where, you have to interview minorities. That you have to, like, it's no around that. So maybe it's that. And that just made me think about the Bears as well. That's probably why they interview. Sorry about that. Can't control it this morning. But that's probably why they interviewed Ron Rivera. Now that I think about it, is because the minority rule or the Rooney Rule. Sorry, that's probably what it is as well. I don't know if they have true intentions on hiring Ron Rivera in Chicago or Joe Witt Jr. in New York, but that could also play a factor into why they are interviewing these guys. So yeah, man, that's all I really got for that topic. I think Joe Witt Jr. is going to stay in Washington. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to stay in Washington. We're going to run it back at least one more season before these guys' departure, and we have to reestablish this staff. It is currently 9:15 a.m. You're listening to Top of the Morning Show hosted by Juan Gotti that goes live on air on YouTube Wednesdays and Thursdays. Please make sure you tap in. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you get notified anytime we go live or drop a video like this. I do want to address this quickly. I really was going to save it for my video, which I have a video coming out today on it, but I really got to address this. So yesterday I dropped a video on Marshon Latimore, and it was titled Marshon Latimore Got Exposed, which in that video I was talking about how Marshon Latimore got, cooked against Mike Evans, and let's be real, that's what happened. However, people did not watch the video, I can tell, because they jumped straight to the comment section and started going off, "You're not keeping it real, Juan, you don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, dude, did you not watch the video? I literally was defending Latimore against the fans that were calling him Marshawn St. Juice, and that was out on him already. I was telling people to chill and relax, and it's not that serious. He's going to be fine. And instead of you watching the video, you just jump right down in the comment section and try to call me out. And it'd be people that don't even watch my videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a person that don't really care about negative comments. Have your opinion. This is a free space. And if you don't agree with me, cool. But at least watch the video. You know what I'm saying? Or at least be a normal viewer or commenter. I swear there's people out there that wait for Juan Gotti to make a video in which they don't agree with, so then they could finally support, which is weird, which I guess I shouldn't be upset about. Maybe I shouldn't be mad about that. Like, maybe like I shouldn't be, because it's like, hey, at least they comment. But it's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? When I drop a video, post-game reaction or a news update about the team or an injury update, you know where to be found. But let Juan Gotti post something about Marshon Latimore and you don't watch the video, you just go off the title, and then here come you commenting in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's the kind of person I am. Like, if I'm gonna support somebody, I'm gonna support them. I ain't gonna just be weird and wait till they post something negative, or at least I perceive it as negative, and then finally try to comment about it. But that's all I wanted to say on that. Go check out that video and watch it through so you guys can get a full assessment on how I feel about the Marshon Latimore situation and how I feel that fans are overreacting and that he's fine. He just got to get his legs under him, man. And you can't really judge him off of this season and this trade off of this season. You got to give it until next year to get a real assessment of Marshon Latimore. And that's simple. That's all I said in the video. And people literally took it and ran with it in the opposite direction. Like, I really don't understand. But it is what it is. Go check that out if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and bring on my guy. Let's see. This is the first time I had a guest on this particular show, so I might have to take the overlay off. let's go ahead and bring on my guy, Rio Robinson. Hold on, let me go ahead and get you right. Go ahead and take the overlay off right quick. Let me see how to do this. Okay, we should be good like this. Oh, okay, we can do it like this.
What it do, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
What's good, man? Top of the morning, man. We only 3 days away already. Oh my God.
Top of the morning to you, Rio, man. I appreciate you for stopping by, and you already alluded to it, man. We're 3 days away from the Washington Commanders taking on the Detroit Lions. And I came on and I said, hey, look, you can pinch yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because who expected us to be here? But it is January 15th, and your Washington Commanders, Rio, is still playing football. How insane is that?
Oh, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. We're already 3 days away because this is a short week because the number 1 seed gets the advantage when it comes. That's why it's important to have the best record in your conference. But it feels like a dream come true that we're doing all this in the first year of all this newness here in DC. Jaden Daniels is quite special, ain't he?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on the other day on your show, man. It's just he's already in that conversation. You can already put him in top 5. You can already put him in one of the most clutchest quarterback conversations in the NFL. It's a sense of comfort that you get when he has the ball last. And it's insane, like how fast this is happening. And I think a lot of credit not only has to go to, you know, obviously Jaden Daniels and what he's bringing to the table as a skill set for himself, but this staff is built around him perfectly, from, you know, obviously Cliff Kingsbury, who played the quarterback position, to Vita Pritchard, David Blau, and a slew of other guys. So take me there for a second, man. How do you think this coaching staff as a whole impacted him?
Guys, like, the players are actually taking to the coaching. Like, we just watched an entire regime where it seems like there was a clear divide and clear disconnect from coaching staff to players. It seems like the players are picking up what the coaches are putting down. They love these guys. They'd run through a wall for these guys. They're detail oriented. And most importantly, we make adjustments in game. You know, it doesn't always start off perfect or beautiful, but we come out in the second half and we adjust to whatever our opponents are doing. And Jaden makes this look very easy, man. Jaden makes this look, he makes it look very easy. Him and Cliff Kingsbury have a very easy relationship. I think they have similar personalities, and we should be grateful and happy that we should be grateful and appreciative that we've reached a point of life where people are going to start plucking from our front office and coaching staff, because that comes with the territory of being an actual good football team.
That's a good point that you brought up, Rio. I was just going to ask you about that when I talked a little bit about it before. But as we know, the news came out yesterday that Joe Witt Jr. has been requested by the New York Jets for head coach and interview. And this isn't the first head coach that also is getting some traction. Obviously, we know Cliff Kingsbury as well on the offensive side is getting some traction. Do you think there is a real possibility that he gets a head coaching job this year, or are they just doing their Rooney Rule due diligence, interviewing guys like Joe Witt Jr.?
I mean, the Jets already interviewed Ron and a couple other people. So this is an actual interview. This is actual interest. It's a copycat league. When teams in front offices and owners, especially, when they see success happening in places, they want a piece of that success. And Joe Witt Jr. has the leader of men qualities, despite the fans in real time watching our defense every Sunday. Joe Witt has done a hell of a job with limited resources this year on the defensive side of the ball. And you'd be surprised that some of the numbers are like, we're one of the top 5 passing defenses in the league. You wouldn't know that based on fan fodder, but Joe Witt Jr. told you when he came here, I'm looking to be a head coach one day. And our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinator is at some point going to be plucked, because we got right to the business in year 1 when we should not be this good. We've won 13 games in 2024, 2025. Of course, our defensive coordinator and our offensive coordinator are getting interviewed. And of course, our assistant GM is rumored to be the guy if Ben Johnson gets his choice of a GM when he accepts a job. This comes with success, y'all. be prepared. People are going to be lining up to try to take a piece of what Washington's doing. And that's why with a great coaching staff, you have a succession plan ready to go for someone to take over the reins, a Brian Johnson, a Tavita Pritchard, a David Blau, etc. And even Anthony Lynn, if possible. But you have guys ready to go in case you lose one.
Yeah, and that's a great point, man. And you brought up the fact that I said this earlier before you came on as well. Like, he waited so long for this defensive coordinator position, like almost 20 years, if not 20 years. That if this is in fact real and they actually want him, there's a chance that I don't see him wasting this opportunity, because he's like, hey man, I don't know if I could wait. I don't know if it's going to come around again. I don't want to wait 20 years for another opportunity like this. I might have to jump on it now. And you made a good point. I was on the side of saying, like, hey, man, they probably want to get one more year up under their belt because they want to, what I'm saying? Like, I thought that's the process or the mindset that I was in. But you come on and you say, man, nah, we over succeeded in 1 year. Which, like, maybe this is enough for them to be like, all right, I can go ahead and start my own little journey. But I would love to at least get one more year out of them. And then next season, they can go ahead and do what they have to do. And that's the thing. That's the way I want to go about it as well, Rio, is I think we're set up to where we can promote from within, and especially on the offensive side of the ball, where we have, guys like Tavita Pritchard, David Blau, Anthony Lynn, a slew of other people that can just take the reins, and we can kind of build a factory here in Washington. Defensively, I've always wanted this guy. I think last year when we hired Dan Quinn, I said I wanted to bring him in as the defensive coordinator. You know who I'm talking about, the guy from Al Hurst from Dallas. I think we get him this offseason. I don't know what his role would be, but maybe secondaries coach. I really think Dan Quinn wanted him last year. I wanted him last year. And with Dallas, starting fresh, I think he's going to be looking for a job. And I think Washington could be a real landing spot for him.
Hey, bring him down, man. I love that dog energy and the detail he brings. He helped Joe Witt and Dan Quinn get that secondary right in Dallas over the years. I'm pretty sure Dan Quinn got a plan B, plan C, and a pivot for losing any coach. But I think we're going to run this thing back, or maybe even just only add to it for next year. So let's get it in, man. We got business on the table. It ain't the off season yet, and we still got football left to be played. So those things will sort themselves out when we need to.
Definitely, man, and I'm glad you brought it up. That's a perfect segue into our next topic. So obviously, we're going to talk all week long and here about the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders. Before we get into the actual game itself, we got to have some pregame antics, some bulletin board material for the guys. Dan Campbell, first of all, which in the moment, I did not take his disrespect. I kind of I watched it live and I just ain't really paying no mind. But hell, bro, if they want to use that as bulletin board material, I'm all for it, man. I'm never going to say, nah, man, take that motivation and use it. If they feel as though when Dan Campbell went up across the field and shook Kevin O'Connell's hand and said, hey, hey, we'll see you in 2 weeks. If that's disrespect, hey, I love it then, okay? Use it as disrespect because you're disregarding Washington. Don't even count that they're going to be here. So if that's what it takes to beat the Lions on Saturday, I'm all for it. What I want even more, though, because I think I was gone by around this time last year. I think I was gone. So I didn't actually see this whole process play out. I didn't know Ben Johnson ghosted us when we was flying out to him. I didn't know Ben Johnson called us basketball guys, etc. That's the guy that's all in my crosshairs, man. Talk to me about the disrespect that the Detroit Lions have brought to our table.
Yeah, man. At the Dan Campbell thing, I understand why he said that, man. They're the number 1 seed. They're playing against a divisional rival, emotional game. They're both playing for the 1 seed. See you in 2 weeks. It was just an assumption that the Vikings were going to be there in 2 weeks. Little did he know Sam Darnold, the real Sam Darnold, can you please stand up, was going to be on the field at LA or at Arizona versus LA in the first round of the playoff. I think the person that should feel disrespected when it came to the Ben Johnson thing is Adam Peters, because sure, the ownership group are basketball guys. Adam Peters has been one of the more highly respected executives in the league for almost 2 decades. He's worked his way up through the Patriots, the Broncos, and the 49ers, and teams have been knocking down his door to get him to take a job for quite some time. And you're not even going to look him in the face, man to man, and handshake him and say, you know what, I'm going to pass on this job. I don't know. It was real hoe-like from Ben Johnson. But, I mean, we've moved on. He's going to be on his best BS on Saturday. But, boy, would it feel good to humble this guy, because he's going to probably take a head coaching job this offseason. And the head coaching job he accepts is not going to be as nearly a beautiful a job as the one that he turned down and didn't even interview in person for. He did virtually interview with us, but he did not do the physical in-person interview with us. But the Lions have every bit to feel confident. They've been the best team in the NFL this year, not just the NFC, the NFL. We know what the Chiefs are, though, when the playoffs start. But the Lions should feel every bit ecstatic, confident, and like nothing's touching them this year. And that's the mantra and the grit that starts with their head coach. I want us building something similar here. So I'm not going to take too much of what we hear from them as bulletin board material, because we would be moving different around these parts if we was 15-2. Bro, we're 12-5 in the first year, Jaden Daniels, Dan Quinn, and Adam Peters. The Lions, they worked for this, man. They were bad Dan Quinn's first year. In their second year, they started 1-6 and almost battled back to the playoffs with a 9-win season. Last year, Detroit, that was us this year. So I feel them for moving crazy, man.
Yeah, and I don't want to disregard. I don't want to, take that away from them. Again, they worked for it. And Ben Johnson, though, that's the thing that, he kind of, and that's the thing about it. I was learning more about it when I finally, caught up to speed. And it was just more so on lines along with, he wants everything kind of out for him. He doesn't want to put in the work to rebuild a roster. He wants to have his quarterback. He wants to have, everything there, which is fine. Every coach isn't built to, put in the work to rebuild it from the ground up. Yep. But then you look back on it and it just doesn't make sense. I'm not saying back in April we thought Jaden Daniels would be this, but if I'm a head coach or looking to become a head coach, if I got the number 2 pick, that is literally something to make me want to go to that franchise. That hints to why Dan Quinn took this job. You think Dan Quinn would have took this job if we were had the 16th pick? You think Adam Peters would have took this job if we was drafting 23? No, the prize was number 2 pick, number 1 or number
and
2
money.
Pick. Yeah, well, money, of course.
And we had no. I mean, like, we had money to spend.
Yeah, salary.
We had money to spend. We had a new ownership group and the second pick. It was literally like Adam Peters said. Adam Peters said it would have took a perfect opportunity to make him leave San Francisco. His lifelong favorite football team, his childhood team. He's the top football guy under the GM there. They said it took a perfect opportunity. We were the perfect opportunity. But hey, bless your heart, Ben Johnson. And he is the best in the business at what he does. So, I ain't going to knock him. I hated him in the moment, though.
Hey, look, I ain't going to lie to you. I always do the songs for the games. And I had some spicy words for Ben. It went from a preview to a Ben Johnson diss track. I'm not going to lie to you. I had to stand up for the fan base. But let's go ahead and move to the game. Before we get to talking about the on-field play, I wanted to play this sound bite for you from Frankie Luvu and Sam Cosmi, basically calling out we kind of say, hey, look, we like being the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't believing us, stay on that side. And the ones that did, we are who you play for. I'm going to let you take a listen to this, and we're going to discuss this on the other side.
That maybe underdog mentality, us against the world, and you guys know you're a good team, and go up there and try to get a win.
Man, like you said, us against everybody, you know what I mean? And we put in the work, man. We know what we put in this locker room, in the meeting rooms, and on the field. So, keep counting us out. And, and if you hopping on late, we don't want you. Stay on that side. And, and the people that have been with us from ups and downs, man, we appreciate y'all. And that's what we really play for.
And you're going to have doubters again on Saturday in this matchup. How do you maybe use that as fuel?
We like being the underdogs, and I mean, they just keep on betting against us and we keep proving them wrong. So we'll do it again Saturday, and we got the team to do it.
Rio, I don't don't know how you feel about that, but that just gets me fired up and makes me want to run through a brick wall now. That makes me want to go play now and say, screw waiting to Saturday, 8 p.m. Let's go suit up. Sam Cosmi has always talked like that. Even going back to last year in the preseason when they asked him, hey, what about, the Ravens record and et cetera and their streak? He said, hey, we're going to break it. Talk to me, Rio. What does that do for you and your confidence this Saturday?
I mean, I love the morale of the locker room. I love the us against the world, anybody, anywhere, anytime type things I'm hearing from these guys. With these two players specifically, I want to see them show up on the field because Sam Cosmi hasn't been as advertised this year. And Frankie Luvu, he's been kind of MIA for a few weeks. So I love what you're saying at the podium. I need y'all to show up when them bright lights come on at Ford Field on Saturday because, Luvu, we need one of them games from you. We're playing an immobile quarterback. We need to get to him, and there's 1,000 options of players that we're going to need to cover in the passing game. I love where their head's at. I love what they're saying. No, do it on Saturday because I need good games out of both of you gentlemen, Sam Cosmi and Frankie Luvu.
Nah, facts. I definitely agree with you with needing good games out of them, but I can't help but to admit it gets me fired up to know that we're going in with the ultra confidence. And I know this may sound a little crazy, but as you mentioned, the Detroit has every right to feel the way they feel and be as confident as they are. But I feel like we're one of the only teams in the conference that can match them confidence-wise because we're coming into this thing on going back to the regular season 6-7 game win streak. And I never want to not take advantage of a team having the first round bye. Of course, that's you earn that, and that's great to have, and that's everyone's goal. But I love where we're at, man, because we're coming in momentum, already a win under our belt. It wasn't a blowout win. It was a thrilling victory, and we're taking that momentum right into Ford Field. And not to say that they're not going to be prepared in Detroit, but they're going to have to rev the engine back up. Could it be a little bit of rust because they haven't played in 2 weeks? Some maybe. No, they did play the last week because they was playing for the North, but they haven't played in 2 weeks, man. It could be a little bit of rust, and it wouldn't shock me if Washington started this game off fast. So that being said, Rio, pick up right there. What are some of your early thoughts about this game and how Washington could be successful?
I'll say this. I don't expect any rust from Detroit because they're a machine. They are a machine, especially offensively. Defensively, they are well prepared by Aaron Glenn, but we're going to get ours versus these guys. But this offense wakes up ready to drop 40 on you. They're a good offense. There's no reason, I think we can win this game. But you cannot undervalue or diminish how nasty this offense is. Jahmyr Gibbs is possibly the most dangerous. I know Saquon and Derrick Henry, what they do is one of one, but Jahmyr Gibbs is the most versatile running back in the league. The dude would have the stats to be our number 2 receiver here in DC. 500 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns as a receiver. Not to mention the about 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns he has as a running back. He's dangerous, and they're getting their complimentary back, David Montgomery, as well. Sam Laporta had an off-season 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. They got 2,000-yard receivers, and Tim Patrick puts up numbers as a wide receiver 3, and they got a stacked-ass offensive line. So we know what we're getting into Saturday, and that offensive line, they're nasty. This team is just the epitome of their head coach, and their coaching staff is stacked as well. But Washington packed that thing on them too. And we got Jaden Daniels on our side of the field. When our offense touches the field, this is a team that struggles playing against the RPO and mobile quarterbacks. And ours is one of the best in the business, if not the best in the business at these things already. So I think we're going to get a phenomenal game. I think they put us as the night game on Saturday for a reason versus the number 1 seed. I'm ready to get to it, man. We're only 3 days away. I wish we could wake up and the game was played tomorrow.
And what you say, Rio, it's not because of Jared Goff, the reason why we're on primetime football.
Yeah. They didn't put us on primetime for golf, man. They put them on primetime for that boy 5.
Yeah, man. And you alluded to, and that's the thing about it, man. the Lions are a good team, and quite frankly, if I just be honest with you and take off my Commander hat, man, I'm happy for Detroit, man. They're one of the most suffering franchises in the NFL's history. So it's good to see their turnaround, but I'm more so worried about ours. They have a great roster, offensive line, and Frank Ragnow and Penny Sewell. Those guys are amazing, and they could be out there catching passes on Saturday night, knowing Ben Johnson. But
they're gonna get freaky on us. He gonna dig in that bag.
Yeah, man, and that is the thing that kind of Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery, Sonic and Knuckles, what they call him, man. I was a little hurt that Dave Montgomery is going to come back this week, because that definitely is going to wear us down, given the fact that we struggle with stopping the run.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I want Montgomery in the game. I want Gibbs off the field as much as possible, and I respect Montgomery, but man, Gibbs isn't it, bro. You can't run with that guy when he gets in the open field. Yeah, give me a little David Montgomery, bro. I'll take it.
Only reason I was saying that was just from the fact that not having him, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it lessens the usage of Jahmyr Gibbs, because you're gonna use him more, but I just felt like having both of them, you seeing the kind of damage they were creating in the regular season. Dave Montgomery comes and gashes you for about 5.5, then Jahmyr Gibbs takes it 60 yards to the crib, man. I could just see that happening on Saturday, man. They're definitely going to get freaky on us, man. Jameson Williams may freaking throw a pass or two. Like, they're going to definitely try to be creative. So if you're Joe Witt Jr., man, how are you assessing this defense? What are you doing to try to slow that down on Saturday?
Number one, you have to get to Jared Goff. You have to get to Jared Goff, whether that's pressure from the inside, pressure off the edge, sending extra rushers. You have to get to Jared Goff. He's one of the only immobile quarterbacks left remaining in the playoff picture. If this guy's comfortable sitting in the pocket, he's going to pick this defense apart, because they can run the ball, they can pass the ball, they can do trick plays, they can do play action. This offense can kill you in a litany of ways. You got to get pressure on Jared Goff, and you're not going to stop their run game. You just got to neutralize it, and you can't let it kill you. And you got to try. This sounds like some weak stuff, but you got to hold this team to field goal. You got to trade field goals for touchdowns. You got to make them. You got to force them into 3. You have to be good on third down. This is one of the best third down teams in the league. You have to force them to 3, and you got to take the ball down the field and score touchdowns, man. You got to exchange 3 for 7 with these guys. But getting after Goff, and somebody in coverage has to make a play this week. Jared Goff will put the ball in harm's way. Somebody has to be a hero and intercept the pass. I've seen Goff throw 5 picks in a game this season, and they still won, because the Lions just have that grit. They're never out of it type thing. The same type of thing we got going on over here. But you better get to that quarterback, or it's going to be a long day.
I agree for sure. But the thing about it, Rio, you said it, man. They got one of the best, if not the best, offensive lines in the business. And I'm not going to say that we can't get after the quarterback, but then we don't have no game record on that defensive line. So does that concern you, or do you feel as though Joe Witt Jr. is going to tap into his bag? Maybe have Frankie Luvu coming off the edge again. Maybe got to rush 6, 7 to get after him, because that offensive line is definitely killer.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what's going on, because somebody got to run with Jahmyr Gibbs in the open field when he's used as a pass-catching back. But one of those Frankie Luvu games is long overdue. We haven't seen one in quite some time. I need Frankie Luvu to get back to what he was doing earlier in the year. I swear it's been since like the Philly game in Philly where we really saw Frankie Luvu getting down and getting busy. I need to see one of those performances out of him. As good as that line is, I'm sorry, we pay Allen and Payne too much. I know Payne has a messed up finger. Cast that thing up and get your ass on the football field. Somebody got to be great up front this weekend. Dante Fowler, I don't know if it's that you. I don't know if that's Dorrance Armstrong. We got to get to this slow-ass quarterback on Saturday, man.
No, facts. If we can get to Jared Goff and throw him off his timing, it could definitely mess up the rhythm of that offense. And then giving the ball back to this offense, it definitely gives us some type of momentum. I think we need at least 2 turnovers minimum to have a real shot at beating this Detroit team, because as we know, they are able to score the ball. And as confident as I am in this offense, you don't want to get in a shootout with Detroit, especially on the road in that fierce environment. So actually taking you there, Rio. We took over Tampa Bay. Obviously, we heard it through the TV, we heard it through the crowd. That's not going to be the case this Sunday. It's going to be all blue there at Ford Field. So, are you a little concerned, given the fact that Washington has to face a fierce crowd like that and go into an environment like that?
That ain't Arrowhead Stadium. I'm not worried about Ford Field. I love their fans' energy. I'm telling you, they last year were us this year, man. They have a reawakening sleeping giant of a fan base, and I love their energy. But no, it's Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels don't give a damn about a bunch of Detroit Lions fan. He played at LSU. He's with the Tuscaloosa before. He played at Death Valley. There's nothing to Jaden Daniels. They can be as loud as they want to on Sunday. This dude don't even care when we win football games. You think he's going to be worried about Detroit Lions fan? Hell no, I'm not worried about the raucous environment. I encourage it. That's what I want these boys to go through. We need this playoff experience. We need this smoke. We're going to learn a lot about this team because we don't have a roster that should go toe-to-toe with the Detroit Lions. But we got a special quarterback. We got a couple things, and we got a coaching staff that gets a team prepared to play each week. So I like our puncher's chance any week that number 5 skinny ass is on that football field.
God damn it, Rio. I love it. You got me fired up, man. I mean, again, that's the thing about it when these guys go to top colleges. It's like these environments are nowhere near that level because what? They're housing 100,000 in Michigan in the big house. And it's like this is nothing for these guys. And as Sam Cosby mentioned later in the soundbite that I played earlier, he said, nah, it ain't gonna affect us. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be ready to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? These guys are not backing down anytime, anywhere, any place. Bacha, give me a Rick for all that, man. And like I said, we match their confidence, in my opinion, man. Yes, they're the number 1 seed. They worked their tail off to get a number 1 seed, but we're coming in hot. We're the hottest team in the league, and I just feel like they're better roster-wise, but we literally mirror each other from Dan to Dan. If you want to
all the pressure in this game, not 90%, not 95%. All 100% of the pressure in this game is on the Detroit Lions. And while I understand their fans for talking their stuff, I understand their fans for feeling like we're looking at our first home hosted NFC championship next week. Y'all haven't done anything yet. As good as y'all are right now, y'all have watched your team play at as many Super Bowls as me and you watched the Washington play it. Y'all have never been to the big dance before. So while y'all are super confident, realize when you look in that mirror, you won't see Mahomes or the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all haven't done it yet. Y'all still have to do it. So just know all the pressure's on you on Saturday night. Can you live up to it? We're going to see.
Great point. I mean, again, this is the team that, was it back in 91? We put them out. I think it was 20-0. We shut them out. Can we do it again? This time on the road, I would love to see it happening. And as you mentioned, they have to get through us. You know what I'm saying? We're the team that already exceeded expectations for this year. I love the phrase house of money because that's what we're playing with, but you're out of your mind if you don't think we're going to try to win, or you're out of your mind if you don't think we can win this game, or at least that's the attitude going forward, man. So I'm excited about this game. I think it's going to be a good one. I think Washington has a really, really good opportunity. And as we've been saying all year long, and this is the last time that it's going to feel like this because now expectation is attached to our name. Rio, you've been doing this about 3 years, right? 3.5 years.
Yep, almost 4.
And I've been since 2019, so about 5-6 years. every year we do the prediction video. It's being modest. It's being okay. Well, this year I said 11-6, and I have a couple years out there where I talked out of my head because I just was being a homer. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
better than me this year.
But this year I legit thought we could be 11-6, not because I expected this, but because I thought we could take advantage of a really schedule that I felt was winnable with a lot of these games. But this is going to be the first year where we can literally say, hey, yeah, Washington 13-4, 14-3, and not be looked at as like, what the hell are you talking? You're just a fan. You're just talking. That is legit take and a legit possibility that Washington could win 14 games next season.
No, it's no doubt. It's no doubt. I mean, and the sky is the limit, and this is the worst variation we're ever going to see of Jaden Daniels and this roster, Lord willing. But we should be excited about this. And I've been so reluctant to talk about offseason stuff when someone's like, Rio, running back in the draft, wide receiver draft, tackle in the draft. I'm like, wait. We're going to have all offseason to talk about it. We're going to have the Senior Bowl. We're going to have the Combine, all that good stuff. Washington has to go home before we get there. Washington has to go. I can't give you that yet. I can't put my energy into things yet. While we still have a pulse, we still have a heartbeat, and we still got our 10 toes in these playoffs, man. I predicted an 8-9 season. 8-9 was perfect for me, doubling your win total as long as Jaden shows he was the guy. And boy, has he done so in his rookie year. I hope all of y'all are spamming the hell out of that Rookie of the Year vote. Y'all think we did something crazy with the Rookie of the Weeks. I want that percentage to look like it was never even a competition at the end of the day. They might as well ship the trophy down to Ashburn already, but we got more things to do this year. I like our chances versus Detroit, and I don't care what nobody say. I'm picking us to win Saturday, man.
Oh, God, bro. Literally, Rio, bro. So before I let you go, I'm walking through the gym. I got my Jaden Daniels jersey on. That's how I'm feeling in the gym with it. And it just gave me like, this is no glaze, none of that weird stuff. Y'all like, I'm being for real. I had a smile on my face throughout the whole workout. I just felt this different energy about me. This different, like, as the new word they say, or just energy. I just felt good. Then I look out to my right. I see OG with a Jaden Daniels jersey on as well.
Hey, we rocking jerseys at the gym. It's a beautiful time to be a Washington Commanders fan, man. It's beautiful, man.
It is insane how much the energy is back, as you already mentioned, the sleeping beast. It wasn't that this fan base wasn't here. It wasn't that Washington didn't have fans, but we just was waiting for our time, and now it is here, and I'm so confident. I'm with you, Rio. I'm not scared of Detroit, and I'm picking us to win. So thank you for coming on, man. I really do appreciate you for stopping by this morning on Top of the Morning. Let me know. Let the people know where they can find you if they don't know who you are or what content you got coming out today in the future, man.
Yeah, man. It's Rio_Robinson91 on social media. Always stirring the pot and popping my stuff over there on the X app and on my story on Instagram. Rio Robinson's the name of the channel. The show's called Rambling About Washington, where we ramble about these Washington Commanders. I got my game preview coming up this evening, but I'm ready to yap. I might bump that joint up a couple hours so we could just yap for a few hours on a Wednesday afternoon, because this isn't your typical Wednesday. We're playing on Saturday this week, meaning we're only 3 more sleeps away from this game. So I'm ready to start popping my gums about this game, breaking down some matchups and seeing some predictions throughout the fan base, man. Let's get active, boy.
Yes, sir. And again, thank you, Rio, for stopping by, man. I always mention, I always love giving guys their flowers, well deserved, while they're here on this earth, and you've took this community and blew it up to something special, and I'm so proud of you, man. And just keep going and keep doing your thing, and I'll be watching and supporting, man. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you for the flowers. Keep going, man. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't worry about numbers. Do it for love of the game. If people come, they come, but if they stay, it's for you, man. Keep your head up and keep going, Juan.
Thank you, man. You have a blessed one. Be safe.
You
All righty. Shout out to my guy, Rio Robinson. Let's go ahead and get this overlay up, and then we're about to close out the show with read you guys' comments. So if you guys want to have some comments on the screen, go ahead and comment, and we'll read those before we get up out of here. Let me go ahead and how can I get this overlay back up here? We should be good now. All right. Let's go ahead and read these comments again. This is Top of the Morning Show. This is not a separate, but this is a next version of on Juan Gotti Talking Sports channel. We go live Wednesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. top of the morning, and we talk about the Commanders for about 45 minutes to an hour. So let's go ahead and kick these comments up. Alante, he says, "What's up, Juan? What's up, Alante? How you doing? Thank you for topping into top of the morning. PSN Commanders Network. Shout out to my guy, Protect Sports Commanders Network. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to the collab channel that we have. Link down below in the description. What's up, Juan? We stand in the offs, baby. That's what we are. Chris Yates, fire emoji. What's good, Chris Yates? How you doing? Extraordinary for life. What's up, Juan? What's up, Extraordinary for life? How you feeling? He says, let's go beat these Lions, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go beat Detroit. Yes, they're the 1 seed, rightfully so. They deserve all of the flowers and credit. But let's go ahead and spoil this run and continue our magical run. How about that? You feel me? Alante says, we stand in the offs, man. We are. The bigger person. He says, I did a full 15-minute Madden simulation last night. Commanders versus Lions. Commanders won. That's what I love to see. Do all of the what is it I'm looking for? All the superstitions, all of the prediction videos, preview, do all of that. And in the favor of Washington winning, that just lets you know. Don't tamper with the settings. Don't make it rookie. Don't make it in favor of Washington. Don't put the Washington sliders up. Play it real. And if Washington comes out on top, hey, man, that's just Madden. That's Madden right there. Maybe predicting the future, man. He says, we got so much ammo on God, the real Benjamin. We got so much ammo for next year, man. So much. This ain't even the start, bro. We just scratching the surface. Imagine what next year gonna look like when AP get in that draft, when AP get in that free agency pool, man. Come on. And maybe we make a big offseason trade this offseason. Gerd Wilson, what's up, Gerd? Hey, G-Dub. G-Dub, what's up, G-Dub? You know what I'm saying? My guy, One Way, what's up, man? He says he needs his sharpness back. Nah, facts. Marshon Latimore just needs his sharpness back. And that's what I said to people, man. I really don't understand how people got bent out of shape about yesterday's video, but it is what it is. It's part of the game. Darnell J says Saturday is coming up. It is, man. It is. And it's crazy that my guys are still playing football right now, and I hope this isn't the end. I hope we look back in the NFC Championship, we're playing ball and we're winning, and in the Super Bowl we playing ball and we winning. Could you imagine? I don't want to look too far ahead, but I can't help but do it. I'm sorry. Don't shoot me. I'm sorry. But imagine this Washington Commanders team go to the Super Bowl in their first year, bro. Like, oh my God, I thought this was crazy, bro. I don't know what I would do, bro. I'm running the streets, man. I'm going down FedEx Field and we camping out. We going live. We lit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's crazy. Chris Yates says, I've been talking to some Detroit fans and they saying it's 0% chance we beat them. Oh, that's insane. Bulletin board material, if you ask me. 0% chance we win? Oh, man, okay. And that's the thing about it, man. Fan bases really show their true colors the game week of, bro. Like, I had no smoke with Detroit. One of my best friends in my life is a Detroit Lions fan, and he's not saying nothing. Like, he's always humble about his team. You know what I'm saying? But like everyone else, though, and rightfully so, they should have the confidence, but it's just like 0% chance. Like, are you not watching what Washington is doing this year? Joe Sanchez says, my boy Rio, shout out to Rio, man. That's a real guy right there, man. Deserves all the success that he's having, man. He put in the work for it, and it's surely paying off. And he's definitely an inspiration. He says, gripping. I heard Adam turned down Ben Johnson instead of Ben Johnson in person interview. Ben wondered how, and Adam said we rolling with JD5. DQ was the best fit because he knows the division. Ew, that's interesting. Again, I was away during those times, so maybe that was the case. Maybe Ben Johnson did want to roll with Sam Howell, and instead Adam Peters said, nah, we rolling with JD5. So shout out to you, Grippin, for that nug. He says, I'm glad we have a GM, head coach, and OC and QB in place for at least the next 3 years. I do not see Cliff leaving anytime soon. Grippin, I think Cliff leaves next year. Same with the potential Joe Witt Jr. If Joe Witt Jr. follows up this year with a good one next year, I fully expect Joe Witt Jr. to take a job elsewhere as well. PE says, is Payne playing this Saturday? I believe so, man. Put a cast on that thing, wrap it up, and he should be good to go. 9 sacks against, hey, that would be insane. That would be insane. Could we pull in our ultimate Rams look out on Saturday? Will we get 9 sacks on Jared Goff like they got on Sam Darnold? I hope so. BP, he says, yes, JB, AJB, BP believing in you and JG believing in you. Let's get 9 sacks. Base Merlin. What's good, Base Merlin? Thank you for tapping in the top of the morning. He says, I'm so scared of Detroit, the juggernauts, world champs, LOL. Hey, any given Sunday, man, you know that. 30 for 30 will be called house money. Ooh, or 30 for 30 will be called house money. And I love that. I love that. But as you said, LOL. Any given Sunday. It ain't the MLB playoffs. It ain't the NBA finals. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the World Series or Stanley Cup. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to win a series. You just got to be better than that team that one day. It don't matter about seeding. It don't matter about first round buys or wild card. Just be better than that team that day, and we shall be good. Leandra, what's going on, Miss Leandra? How you doing? Good morning to you, ma'am. Appreciate you for stopping by. Says ditto, been wearing my hoodie too to the hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, look, I had my jersey on last night. I was in the gym. I had this version of this shirt on. I have a gray one of this shirt. I had that on. Like I'm rocking my Commanders gear all day. And again, I've always done it, but it just feels different now that we're good again. I got my white Commanders hoodie. I ain't even bust out yet. I'm putting on today. Like it's a great time, man. Keep rocking that hoodie. Keep rocking that hoodie, man. Keep rocking that hoodie. Shout out to you. Base Merlin says Commanders board for this week should be basketball guys. And look, that's what Ben Johnson called us, right? Ben Johnson called us basketball guys. Ain't even refer to us as, something along the lines of football. He called us basketball guys. That's disrespect if you ask me. Tunchi says Eagles fans here. You guys did good, but Lions gonna be a different animal, bro. And look, Tunchi, I don't know you from a can of paint, and your one comment already tells me I can stomach you as an Eagles fan. You seem like a respectable, a normal, a good head on your shoulders Eagles fan, not no obnoxious guy that's talking crazy. I already respect you, and I don't even know you like that, man. But you seem like a good Eagles fan, man. Not that guy that just got kicked out of the stadium for disrespecting someone's wife and the typical Eagles fan, man. Shout out to you already, but that's not even a bad take to have. If you truly feel like that about the Lions, man, rightfully so. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. But I'm telling you, we ain't going down without a fight because we got 5, and don't be surprised if we upset them Lions on the road. Don Return. What's good, Don Return? How you doing? It says, Juan, we going to the NFC Championship. I promise. Hey, that would be lovely. Your boy Juan got it. I said that I actually have a bet with one of my guys. This was back in the regular season, though. I made the prediction, bro. I tried to map out to all these guys the way Washington would go to the NFC Championship. And they would look at me crazy. they would look at me like, you don't know what you're talking about. There's no chance in the world that y'all go to the NFC Championship. And this was back during the regular season when I was like, okay, first round we're gonna be able to play. We're gonna play Seattle. Second round we're gonna play blah blah blah, and then we're gonna match up with the Lions in the NFC Championship. This is before I thought I knew we had to play them in the divisional round, bro. So I've been on that tip, man, and I'm hoping that actually comes to fruition. And I'm hoping after we get to the NFC Championship, we go to the bowl. Jay Martell, he says, oh yeah, I see 6 championships in the future for Washington Commanders. Hey, that would be amazing. Could we become a dynasty? That would be insane. We've seen Patriots, we've seen Chiefs, we've seen Warriors, we've seen, well, I didn't see, but the Bulls, Lakers. Like, can we become that? I want to be the villain franchise. I want to be the franchise that people get so tired of seeing. I want to feel that because I'm the fan of the team that is happening for us. I don't care if you're upset. I want to become that franchise, man. Yes, believe the refs are working for us, even though they're not. Because I want to become that fan base where people hate us. You know what I'm saying? Because they're seeing us be so successful so much. Yes, 3 Super Bowls in the future. Yes. Chris Yates, he says, they said we got pressure on us. There's no pressure on us. We was not supposed to be in this position, but y'all were. All the pressure is on the line. Exactly. We're playing with house money, but the house money is what we're playing with, but that don't mean we got to end with the house money. Like, yes, we're not supposed to be here. No one expected us to be here, but that don't mean we ain't going to try to win. We're going to try to win. You know what I'm saying? But the pressure is all on Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Because they were the ones, they were supposed to be here. They had expectations coming into this season. They had Super Bowl aspirations coming into this season, not the Washington Commanders. So the pressure ain't on us. If we go out there and we lose on Saturday, no one gonna be disappointed or holding their head low because we accomplished more than what we were set out to do by a landslide. Now, if Detroit go out there and lose on Saturday, it's a disappointing season. Come on, man. It's different. Demon or Demond. He says, what make the Lions scary is Jameson and Gibbs' speed. I agree. Now, they're scary in a multitude of ways. Run game with Sonic and Knuckles. Pass game with Jahmyr Gibbs or with Jameson Williams or with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tim Patrick, and a slew of other guys. That offensive line up front led by Penei Sewell is amazing. Their defense is banged up, so I think we can take advantage of that. But they do force a lot of turnovers on the defensive side of the ball, I may add. But no, they're definitely scary. Jameson Williams' speed definitely scares me because he definitely can get over top of you, man. And if that happens, it could be a long day. When Jared Goff throws it deep on Saturday, I'm going to be clinching because I'm already feeling like I already know what to expect. But look, man, we ain't backing down. We ain't scared. Mikey on St. Brown, Noah I on Jameson Williams, and Laddie on Tim Patrick. Lions don't have a defense to handle a mobile quarterback. Exactly. They struggle with mobile quarterbacks all season long, and they struggle with quarterbacks that run the RPO system through the roof. Jeremy Wingo, he says we need a rookie to win the Super Bowl. Yes, that could be the first, and it's the first time in NFL history that a rookie would win the Super Bowl. So let's go ahead and do that. That Jameson speed to take the top off the defense and give speed from the short passes and the flats. Exactly. Ben Johnson was hoping to get the Bears head coach job last year, same as this year. Oh, yeah, he'll definitely get it this year. For sure. He'll definitely get it this year. Don Return. He says, Juan, big fan of what you do. Thank you so much, Don Return. I appreciate you for stopping by again and supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, man. You guys truly keep me going. You know what I'm saying? The days where it doesn't feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Some of the people that comment, like my guy Don Return, keeps me going and keeps me motivated to keep moving forward, and that one day the Washington Commanders will come across my channel and hire me in some sort of capacity, because that's always been my childhood dream, is one day working for the Washington Commanders, man. And I love this team. I love talking about football. I love talking about this team. Even in the days, go back to the channel if you're a new subscriber, bro. I was here 2019 talking 3-13, and I still share that same passion that I do to this day and burning desire and love for this team, man. So shout out to you, Don Return, for for supporting. I really do appreciate you. Miss Leandra says, different feeling. I'm not mad. So proud. Yes, ma'am, as you should. You should be so proud of this team because they've exceeded expectations. And to get this again, ma'am, this is the worst we're going to be. Next year, we're going to be so much better. Jay Daniels going to have another year under his belt. Dan Quinn's going to have another year under his belt. Adam Peters going to have another year to work free agency and the draft. And we're just going to be that much more improved. So you should be proud, but be prepared that next season could be even more better. Eagles fans are the worst, for sure. By far, they're the worst. They're the worst. My hatred for the NFC rankings is the Eagles 1, Giants 2nd, and Cowboys last. Don't get it twisted. I still hate the Cowboys and still want to beat them every single time. But I hate the Giants because Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins back and forth, may God rest his soul. But the Giants would troll me time and time again. And Daniel Jones would just find a way to still stick around, even though he was trash as hell. Giants fans pissed me off. Eagles fans pissed me off like no other. And then the Cowboys also. Rambo Assassin 43. It's crazy that all of the years being a Washington fan, even when we had RG3, I never had this much confidence playing in the postseason. Same here, man. Same here. I mean, granted, I was a kid when RG3 went to 2012 playoffs, and I watched, I experienced, I knew what it was for what it was, but I was just all excited and living in the moment. I really wasn't talking about the X's and O's like I'm doing now, pre-gaming about what we need to do to stop this team. Like, no, I wasn't doing that back then. So now it is definitely different. Definitely. Rambo Assassin. Or let me go ahead. I didn't mean to skip your comment right there. He says Lions going to use their run game to limit Jay Daniels' possessions. Yeah, that is true. But that's the thing about it. We got to do that as well. It wouldn't surprise me. A lot of people think this game is going to be high scoring and 30, 40 points, game. That's not the case. I think both teams are going to go in with the mindset of trying to keep each other's teams off the field. So the offense is off the field so that when they get their offense on the field, they're going to try to have long establishing drives that take up 9, 8, 7 minutes of the quarter. So that opposing team's offense doesn't have an opportunity to touch the field. I think that's the mindset that you're going to have to go in with if you're the Washington Commanders. And I think that's what you're going to have to do to take advantage of the Detroit Lions. Rambo says, I think Marshon going to have to bounce back game. Remember, Bobby Wagner had a rough start week 1. Look, and that's the thing about it. That's what I tried to tell people in yesterday's video. Again, go check that out if you haven't already. But so many people got bent out of shape when I literally was in the video defending Marshon Latimore the whole entire time because fans were calling him Marshon St. Jude's. Fans were overreacting, saying, get him off the field. He's not good. He's trash. And I was just there. I spoke the gospel and spoke the truth. Yes, he got cooked by Mike Evans, but I told people to relax. And they took it for something else. Vaughn says, what Frankie say? I played the sound bite earlier, but he basically said, man, to all the fans that's been rocking with us, man, I appreciate y'all, but all the fans that's just down trying to come on, man, we don't want y'all, man. We playing for the fans that's been here, and we love being the underdogs. That's long story short of what he said. And the last 2 comments here, Jeremy Wingo says, there's a dude I know that's an Eagles fan, and he has got to be the most obnoxious dude with them I've ever met / seen. I would love to talk so much ish to this dude and shut him up. LOL. Hey, you may get the opportunity to. Because if we take care of business on Saturday, we're going to have an NFC Championship game with the Lions or Rams on Sunday. And if the Rams take care of business and we take care of business, then you could really, really talk your trash because we're going to be in the NFC Championship and they're not. I really would love to have a Rams-Washington NFC Championship. It's crazy because you can't go wrong with any championship, NFC Championship game. Because it's going to be storylines regardless. If you go Washington and Eagles, it's going to be part 3, and then obviously Jalen Hurts is going to be healthy this time. Or if you go Lions and Rams, that's obviously Matt Stafford and Jared Goff and Detroit, linking up and knocking horns again. But it's going to be different feeling this time because it's going to be for the Super Bowl. Could you imagine that feeling that Matt Stafford would get? You can't tell me that wouldn't be insane to watch. That wouldn't be like storybook ending. Like, yeah, you already won a Super Bowl since leaving that team, But like, don't forget, this is the team that traded you. Whether you wanted to be traded or not, whether you said you wanted to, leave Detroit or not, this is the team that you built. This is the house you built, and they traded you away, and you get to send them home and go to the Super Bowl. You do it in the place that you built. Ford Field is your home. That's you, Megatron, all that's y'all home, and you get to send them home. The team that traded you to. Ooh, that would be insane. So you can't go wrong with either matchup. I want Washington to be involved though. So hopefully we don't get that second ending. Hopefully we get either Rams Washington or Washington Eagles. And yeah, let's see. Don Return says, Juan, we need a Janky Rondo collab that will feed families. Hey, look, man, I love to collab with Janky Rondo. I reached out to him, on a different occasions. He hasn't necessarily got back to me. So I would definitely love to collab with Janky Rondo, man, because I know a lot of people have asked me to reach out to him and get him on the channel, man. I tried. I've tried, and I'll continue to try for y'all. But if you want me to collab with him, man, make sure y'all hit him up and let him know. Collab with Juan Gotti. He says, Jeremy Wingo says, people act like Evans is a bad receiver or something. Dude is a future. Exactly. Rambo says, I love being the underdogs in the media because these are the games we play best. Exactly. I love the underdog approach. This is the last season that we're going to be able to have this approach of take full advantage of it and ride it all the way through the Super Bowl, man. Because next year, expectation is going to be set. Washington has a great chance against the Lions. Lions struggled for years with Justin Fields. Yeah, they struggled years with mobile quarterbacks, and Jaden Daniels can give them hell on Saturday. I haven't watched a lot of Lions games, but is St. Brown mainly in a slot? If so, should we put Mikey in a slot? I feel like he's kind of matches him well. So, St. Brown's he's definitely a slot machine, but he's moved all around the offense. Slot, outside, inside, boundary, X, wide receiver, Z receiver. They move him all around all throughout the offense. And in fact, don't be surprised if he throws a touchdown pass or throws a pass. Like, they move him around a lot. So he's all over. And I think you put Mikey shadowing him. Not slot, shadow him. Whether he's on the X, whether he's on the Z, whether he's on the Y, shadowing him. That's what we should do. He says, let's remember, Lat been dealing with the lingering hamstring. Let's be patient and look forward to the 90/100% Latimore down the road. But Latimore is giving us the best he got right now. Exactly. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you. That's all I was trying to say to people yesterday. And they just took it for something else. But yeah, man, I would love to have this Latimore over anything. I don't care if he's 67% right now. He's giving us what he got now, and it's better than Michael Davis, better than Benjamin St. Jude's, better than anybody. So yes, continue to give me what you got, Latimore, until you get to 100%. Daniel says Daniel is not that easy going against the Lions. I would know. I'm a Bears fan. Oh, shout out to you. I didn't know you was a Bears fan up in here. Thank you for stopping by. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Because Bears fans have been very, very obnoxious this season. For the first time in my life, Bears fans have been crazy. I always had no problem with them, but now they have a problem with us. But you seem pretty cool, pretty chill. I didn't even know you was a Bears fan. But yeah, Daniels is definitely not that easy going up against. And a lot of people see that. Hey, Duncan Wright, thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you, Duncan Wright. He says, you guys suck. You beat the Eagles. Just deal with it. Multiple T and Rio are frauds. Trust me. Shout out to you, Duncan Wright, man. We'll see. I don't think we suck. I think the Eagles are going to have to see us again. And you don't want that. You don't want that, Duncan. You don't want that. You don't want part 3 of Washington versus Philly. So it's in your best interest to go ahead and lose against the Rams. That way, when we win on Saturday, you could avoid us because you don't want us to come into that link for the second time. Because trust me, it's going to be different this go round, Duncan, right? Thank you so much for the super chat. Duncan Wright's an Eagles fan. Duncan Wright's an Eagles fan. Shout out to you. Says Latimore needs to be better. He will. He will. He will. This is one important thing. The Lions defense is mostly practice squad players. They have no pass. Exactly. Darius Smith is still out there though, so you got to be worried. You gotta worry about him. But he definitely, they're definitely banged up, and their secondary still creates turnovers. So they're definitely banged up, but you got to be on the lookout for them still. Eagles not beating the Rams. I predicted it. I said I think the Rams gonna win. Well, once I saw the matchups, obviously, I said the Rams gonna beat the Eagles, bro. I felt like if the Eagles got the Vikings, it would have been a blowout, bro. Yes, the Vikings defense is good, but clearly you see Sam Darnold was going to turn into a pumpkin at some point. It was going to be 2017 NFC Championship all over again, Eagles Vikings again. Just this time it was going to be in Philly. Like that's why I feel like the Rams were a better matchup for them, or for the opportunity for the Eagles to lose, because they can score, they can play defense as well. They, even though Saquon Barkley ran all over them the first time, you don't think they're going to adjust it at this time? If you know what I'm saying. So I think the Eagles lose because I feel like they're matching up a team that can outscore them. They can't score the ball. The Eagles, that is, they cannot score the ball. The Rams can score the ball, and this time it's going to be very different. It's going to be in link, so it definitely has the Eagles definitely have an advantage. You know, playing in the cold and having the home field behind them. But I got the Rams, man, and I'm hoping for a Washington and the Rams NFC Championship. I think the Eagles fold this game. I do too. Rambo Assassin 43 says Hurts choke under big moments. Strike City DMV. It's good. Strike City. He says Latimore has to get his legs. He'll be better. Trust me. He'll be one of the reasons we win. You heard it here first. Exactly. He'll be better. He'll be on St. Brown. I wouldn't put him on St. Brown. If he was 100% and he didn't have a hamstring injury, all right, cool. He doesn't have to be. He can be on St. Brown, but he's not 100%. He's not 100% at all. And with him not being 100%, and how fast and quick and twitchy St. Brown is, I'll put Sam still on St. Brown. I'll put Noah I on Jameson Williams, and I will put Marshon Latimore on Tim Patrick. Miss Leandra says, my husband, Eagles fan, side eyes me every time when I tell him we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Okay. He hit you with one of these. That's interesting. I know those battles be going crazy every year. I hope you talked your trash to him when we beat him. I don't care that they ain't have Jalen Hurts. I hope you talked your trash, because I know he was giving you the business when they beat us on Thursday early in the season. So I hope you return a favor. And look, even if we match up with him in the NFC Championship, I hope we do it again. That way you have bragging rights all summer long. Ooh, you have bragging rights all summer long. And he's going to have to deal with that trash talk from you for 6 months. And he better not let us win a Super Bowl, because if he win a Super Bowl, you going to give him the business all off season. Game plan very similar to the Ravens. Bears hate us because they know they picked the wrong QB in the draft. That's the thing. I don't think Caleb Williams is trash. I think Caleb Williams is going to be really good. I think they're just upset that he's not having the season that Jaden Daniels is having. That's okay, bro. He's just not Jaden Daniels. He's going to be a good quarterback. He's just not on Jaden Daniels' level. Shout out to Speed Life 301. Hey, shout out to Duncan Wright, the honorary Eagles fan. I think I got an honorary Cowboys fan, which is Donnell Jenkins. And I have maybe one other Eagles fan that comes. My guy Desert Eagle, he comes from time to time. But Duncan Wright is now the honorary Eagles fan, the Eagles supporter that comes by and stops and supports the Commanders content creators. My guy Donnell Jenkins for the Cowboys. He's a mod in the channel, so he's always here. Duncan Wright now is the Eagles fan. And all we're missing is a Giants fan to represent, the honorary Giants community that comes support a Commanders content creator. Shout out to you, Duncan Wright, for all your support. Thank you. Strike City DMV says, stack the box on the outside. We're going to have to do a lot of that on Saturday if we want to stop Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's see. Man-to-man would be good. He is 100%. He's just been out for a month. Okay. Says, what's up with the tickets up there? Did the team buy all of them just to push out Washington fans or something? Oh, see, that's the thing, right? For one, the tickets are super expensive. I think they said this is the most expensive game stands for the Super Bowl. And then you gotta think, man, it's Detroit, bro. They buy up their season tickets years in advance. That's a passionate fan base. They've been starving for the success of this team for years now, man. So they bought them things up, and they already had a week off. So they bought them things up once they clinched up the wild card or the first seed. They bought them things up, man. And maybe that is the truth. Maybe that is the case as well. Maybe they are buying all the tickets so Washington fans don't come and infiltrate the stadium, which you can't even be mad at. You can't even be mad at. They want to make it as blue as possible in there, and as comfortable and as hard on Washington as possible. So you can't be mad at them because look, when we host NFC Championship games and playoff games in the future, man, I hope that's what we do. I hope we buy up all the tickets and not allow away teams to come in and infiltrate our stadium. Latimore will be on Brown, and they'll double Williams with Mikey and a safety over the top. I don't want Latimore chasing Williams on a go route with his hamstring. Exactly. That's why I said I want him on Tim Patrick, because St. Brown is just as twitchy as J-Mo. Game speed and playoff speed is different from regular season speed. He has to get his conditioning. He'll be better playing cornerback in college. I know for a fact. Not playing for months matters. Exactly. And that's all I said to people. That's what I said in the video that I made just about him yesterday. Bernard says Lions games will be the big game for Noah, and Sam still. You damn right. James Jones says, Washington family, sup, baby, sup, James Jones. Duncan Wright says, I appreciate you for the super chat again. Duncan Wright doubling up with the super chats and becoming a channel member. Shout out to you. Says, I want to build you a Lou. I don't know. Maybe I'm being slow. I don't know what you trying to say there. I want to build you and Louis. I don't know. Maybe I'm being slow and saying that wrong. I don't know. But thank you so much for the super chat. James Jones says, NFL here too, bro. G, all us stuff together. NFL here too, bro. G, us all together. Am I tripping? Am I just being slow and reading the comments wrong? Or what? Let's see. Miss Leandra says, we were at the game together. I talked my talk. Hurts played offense. We beat them supposedly number one. Exactly. That's why you got all right to talk like that, man. Because they still look. We did that to their defense. Number one supposedly defense, right? And they had 5 turnovers. They had 5 extra possessions and still lost. I don't care if Jalen Hurts wasn't out there. That ain't no excuse. You give us 5 extra possessions, bro. We're winning the game with Marcus Mariota. You had all right to talk your trash. I'm glad you got to do that and got that experience. Jay Jones says, actually, that is Washington fans' heavy area. Detroit's a heavy Washington fan area. That's true. That could be interesting. But it's a playoff atmosphere. That could be true. We could be heavily in Detroit, but it's a playoff atmosphere, man. It's gonna be nothing but blue. It says Detroit, Cali, Tampa, Washington country. Okay. Rambo Assassin says, imagine all the primetime games we going to have next, man. And it wouldn't even surprise me if we started off the season with the Thursday game. Whether we win this Super Bowl this year, because if we win a Super Bowl, we're definitely gonna kick off the season on Thursday. But even if we don't, if we have let's say we have a classic showdown with the Lions, and then they ultimately go on to win a Super Bowl, they're probably gonna put that on Thursday to open the season. Or let's say we have a classic showdown with the Rams in the NFC Championship, and they go on to win the Super Bowl. They may put that on again as a rematch for the season. Or if Kansas City or somebody from the AFC side won a Super Bowl, they may put us on again. So I definitely could see Washington having the Thursday night opener, if I'm being honest with you. It's gonna be a lot for sure. Miss Leandra, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you so much. She would send the super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate you. Bring Supposed to say NFL is here to bring all us together, no matter who you support. Exactly. No matter what your team is, no matter if you're Eagles fan, Commanders fan, whatever. It's supposed to bring us here all together. Oh yeah, James, didn't you say your my bad? I think you did tell me your keyboard is messed up, right? Like it'd be auto correcting and stuff. Duncan Wright, thank you so much for the super chat. Once again, he says my grandma is a Washington fan, but my dad is an Eagles fan. Oh, okay. Story behind your grandmother being a Washington fan. Is she from this area or did she just choose Washington? Because, we were good back during those times. So, that's going to be interesting. I know those matchups are always interesting in your household with, your grandmother and your grandfather and you as well. Or your dad, your grandmother and your dad. I know those are good battles back and forth, and you as well as an Eagles fan. Joseph, he says, what's good, Juan? What's good, Joseph? He says, you heard about Jair Alexander say he doesn't know about his future in Green Bay. Yeah, I heard about that. That could be interesting this offseason. I would love that. I would love that if that was the case. I would love that. Bring him into Green Bay. Why not? James Jones says, yeah, my mic at work. Oh, okay. Okay, your mic don't work? Okay. Or your mic at work or it don't work. Yeah, I understand. I remember you saying that. He says, could you imagine Latimore with Alexander on the same team? It would be a trade, 2026 third round pick or fourth for Jair. That'd be insane. And that's the crazy thing about it, right? That's the crazy thing about it is normally in the past, we would be saying, man, that ain't possible. That ain't happening, bro. We Washington. Ain't nobody gonna want to come here. No, we're one of the best teams in the NFL already, and people are gonna want to come here and play for Washington. So you could see a secondary with Marshon Latimore and Jair Alexander, and it not be a dream, bro. Literally. But that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Top of the Morning Show. I appreciate Rio Robinson for taking time out of his morning for stopping by. Thank you all for the support. Duncan Wright becoming a channel member. Miss Leandra stopping by. Everyone, James Jones, Rambo Assassin. Let's see, Bernard, Strike City, Speed Life 301, Jeremy Wago. Everybody, thank you all for stopping by, man. It really, Mikey Bombers, thank you so much for stopping by. It really do appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate it, and it doesn't go unseen. You guys keep me motivated to keep grinding, keep going, and we'll be back here Friday, 9 a.m. for the last time. We'll link up last time on this program before we play the Lions on Saturday, and then as well, I want to say tonight I'll be going live on the channel at about 8:30 with Ed Oliver. So make sure you guys stop by for that, as we're going to talk more about this game moving forward. So as you guys have a blessed one, stay safe, be easy out there, like, comment, subscribe. As always, me and boy Wine Gotti. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by. Y'all have a blessed one and enjoy the rest of your hump day. See you later. Wow. Peace.
Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Hold on. Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of